Hey everybody, I'm randomfrankp, and welcome back to the 5th episode of Room Tour Project, the series where I show off the best gaming setups in Battlestations on the internet. You guys have been doing really great so far with showing your support. You guys have been really liking it. But from here on out, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to spice it up a little bit, give back to you guys. We're going to be having a special guest each week, someone who is well known and well respected amongst the tech community on YouTube. So for this episode, starting it off, we're going to be having Kyle from Awesomesauce Network, a great YouTuber who puts out really awesome tech-related content on his channel. He's going to be showing off his gaming setup and his whole setup that powers his channel. So this episode, we're going to have Kyle from Awesomesauce. We're going to get to him in a little bit, but we're going to roll some Battlestations and stuff first. It's going to be a really great episode, guys. Hope you enjoy it. So let's get it started. First up, we have a really cool cozy setup in the living room. You can see in the background we have the Abuto Racing setup here with the triple monitors on display for when he's playing his games. Got the Corsair Gaming RGB keyboard with the RGB lights right there adding to his whole setup. The triple monitor, which is really great for games you can see he's playing like Elite Dangerous. Got the RGB lights on the back of his triple monitors to add to the whole ambience of the setup. This is a really cool setup you can see here where if you're playing that kind of game where you're flying through space, racing and shooting down enemies. It's a really nice setup. Wanted to show it off for you guys, and of course, gotta include the cat. Next up, a nice setup from Nazgark. I can see double monitors here mounted to the wall beautifully with an RGB strip going around the monitors to accentuate the lighting, make it really nice. Really cool little battle station and streaming station there. As you can see, his Yeti mic. We have some RGB peripherals here from Razer, the Black Widow Ultimate Chroma Edition keyboard, as well as the Death Adder Chroma mouse. So really cool. Love the RGB lights going on here with this one. Just a really clean setup with those monitors beautifully mounted on the wall. Very little cables, as you can see there. It's just mounted very nicely. I wanted to give this one a shout out as well.
How's it going, everyone? This is Kyle with Awesomesauce Network. I run a little YouTube channel, so I've kind of converted one of the bedrooms in my house into a game room / studio. Primarily use this for editing my videos and shooting my videos as well. So I've got a bunch of stuff going on here. It's kind of an unconventional setup. Before I get to the main desk, I'll show you this setup right here. This is my test bed right here. It's X99. Right now I think I've got a 5930K in there. Yeah, GTX 970. This is just where I do all of my hardware testing for GPUs, CPUs, CPU coolers, SSDs, you name it. And of course, your test bed's only as good as your monitor for certain pieces of hardware. So here you've got a 4K Monoprice Crystal Pro HD display. It's a really nice monitor. It's running Unigen right now. And as far as my additional peripherals go, I've got a K70 from Corsair, as well as their Saber RGB mouse right there. Cool Crysis 3 mousepad that I got at a convention. But over here is also pretty interesting. I've got the half stacker 915s. So there's actually two systems in this little setup right here. So on the bottom, I've got one just for a regular workstation. I do have an intern that's been helping me out a lot. It's actually a good buddy of mine from high school. But this is what he uses for his personal computing and stuff, or if he needs to help me with YouTube things, changing metadata, or even making Photoshop files for me and things like that. But the system above it is what I use for streaming. But yeah, moving on, this is kind of my personal setup. This is where I do all my work and leisure for the most part. I kind of have the boxes there just for aesthetics. It looks nice in the shot. This is where I shoot a lot of my videos when I'm talking to the teleprompter right there. So I kind of had a need for a nice backdrop, so I just used a bunch of retail boxes because retail boxes are awesome for computer hardware. But here's my system. This is also X99. I'm rocking 16 gigs of RAM at the moment. It's a 5960X processor. It's a GTX 780 Ti. Right in there. I've got an Asus sound card. It's a Zonar Essence STX, and I use that in tandem with my pair of DT880 Pros from Beyerdynamic. These are really high quality studio headphones that I use for both editing and gaming. They make great gaming headphones. They're open back design, so there's a lot of spatial sound. Let's get on to the actual desk. So here's where I do. Again, I'm repeating myself. This is where I do all my stuff. This is my home base. I've got two 27-inch monitors. The one on the right is an Asus. I forget the model number, but it's got 3D 3D gaming, which I never do or take advantage of, but it is 1080. It's 144 hertz refresh rate, which is really nice for gaming, although I do all my gaming on this QNX QX27 monitor, which is 2560 by 1440, so I get more pixels, slightly, pretty much quad HD, much better resolution than the Asus, but the color reproduction on this thing is where it's at. Even though the response time isn't as high, nearly as high as this guy, you can't overclock the refresh rate. I've got it up to 120 hertz, which is beautiful, and the color reproduction is just fantastic. It makes the Asus look kind of crappy, quite frankly. Got some more peripherals down here. This is my K70 RGB, which is kind of going crazy at the moment. I don't typically have it in this configuration. I just enabled this mode for the sake of the video because it looks pretty. But this is an awesome keyboard. As you can tell, I'm a huge fan of the K70. I've got two of them in here, but yeah, it's pretty nice. I've also got a Logitech G500 gaming mouse. This is an old school mouse. I mean, this thing's been around for years, but it still kicks ass. And I deal with a lot of gaming peripherals on the channel, and almost everyone I've come by does not come close to the G500, so I've been rocking that thing for quite some time now. I've got an Asus Nexus 7. Here's my little tablet. I got my Twitter feed up there, so I can just easily browse Twitter and respond to people's tweets and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for taking this little room tour, and hopefully you enjoy Frank's video. Bye.
So I want to say thank you again to Kyle from Awesomesauce Network for taking time out of his day to submit his setup for us, showing off his channel. His link to his channel will be in the description down below. If you haven't already, definitely check out his channel. He's got some really, really great stuff on there. Next up from Tronic, we have his quote EVE Online Battle Station. Very, very nice that the double monitors there at the 34 and 25 inch LG Ultra HD monitors. The Orion Spark from Logitech, a nice RGB keyboard. We see in the corner here we have his laptop, some EVE Online stuff, and his 360 controllers, mobile device, a transmitter for the controllers, and your amp and DAC to go along with your MMX300 headphones from Bayer Dynamic. And right here is his gaming mouse, which is a great mouse, the Logitech Proteus Core G502. Inside his PC, we got a Core i7 GTX 980 Phantom SLI with almost 7 terabytes of storage. So a really nice, cool EVE Online setup here. This is a really cool setup as well from Operator 00. It's like his own little gaming den. You can see here we have 5 monitors configured really, really well. This is just a really nice gaming den or just multimedia station he has going on. You see double setups there in the front of the room and the back of the room, you know, for playing games, hanging out, watching TV, or just editing, whatever he does. I just really liked his setup, the way he had it all in one room. Taking a look inside his PC there. Don't have the specs, but I'm sure it's powerful to be able to run all those 5 monitors he has going on. And then lastly, this is something very unique because this guy built his own gaming desk from scratch. I wanted to include this to show off how hard work can really pay off, and you can make your own dream setup or your own dream battle station, which is what he did here. Took a lot of time, a lot of, just hard work, and it resulted in a very, very awesome personalized gaming desk. You see it coming along here. Everything is built into the desk, so it's all at his reach. The double monitors, some LED strips to make it shine and glow, and it's just really, really nice. I wanted to commend him for his great hard work on making his gaming desk the way he wanted it. Might not even be a gaming desk, but just an overall battle station or his workspace that he built from scratch, and it is now the way he wanted it. So a big shout out for being very creative with this setup. Alright everybody, it's going to do it for the 5th episode of Room Tour Project. Again, big shout out and a thank you to Kyle from Awesomesauce Network for being the first guest on the series. We're going to have plenty more guests, guys. Each episode is going to be a new guest, someone who is well known in the tech community. So if you have any recommendations for someone set up you want to see, someone set up that powers their channel, drop a comment down below on who you want to see on the episode next, and reach out to them. Tweet at them on Twitter, tell them that you want them to be on the show, and maybe we can pull some strings and make some really, really awesome stuff happen from here on out. But hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, again, show your support, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions. If you want to submit your setup, definitely let me know on Twitter at randomfrankp. You can follow me on there. I'm always on Twitter talking to my fans and stuff like that. Always doing channel updates and all that good stuff on there. If you haven't already, guys, please hit subscribe if you like this video, if you like gaming setups or anything tech related. That's what my channel is all about. I'll do my best for you. All right, everybody, I'm randomfrankp. Have a nice day.